production increased 400%, 500. When Americans came in. The ZM regime in Vietnam, dope dealers, right? The Shah, at that time Turkey, French Connection heroin, all of it came from Turkey, Marseille, and over here. On the other side, they was bringing, the Negro was bringing heroin in and dead bodies. We knew it in California. So everybody had to know it. The planes would come and land at Treasure Island. They wasn't landed in New York. It's coming from Vietnam. So they landed at Treasure Island. They was unloading in California, not New York like the movie. In Black Gangster, whatever, American Gangster. We knew that there. We knew that there. Who was he dealing dope for? Chiang Kai-shek. CIA agent. All the people. Dope dealers. They all dope dealers. Okay. They go over there and see that. Poor guy in the army. He goes over and see that. He said, man, that's cold. So then he want to get a little piece of it. So he get out of the army and try to slip back over there and, you know, if he can get a couple of kilos of heroin and get it back here, boy, he gonna have some money. Big money. A couple of kilos of heroin, pure heroin over there, don't cost you nothing. You know. Anyway, so our goals have not changed. Our goal has always been to make everything visible, make injustice visible. Like if you want to, if you look outside, you see an old tow truck, you see this, that, and another. That's visible. People say, man, why don't you tell the dude? We'll tell him after a while. You know, but they can see it's visible. The best car I ever had is that van out there, that van, that you could feel it when you get into that boy. You know where you can feel the sturdiness in the stern wheel, but it's over there parked because they, you know, they broke the key, you know, stuff like that. So it's just sitting there. We haven't changed this, that, and other. We're the most investigated organization that they have had in the United States. The most investigated and the most attention paid to us. Would you turn the heat down just a bit? Think about all the attention they paid to us. They paid to us. Why would they pay that much attention? They pay that much attention because we're the good guys and they're the bad guys. It's as simple as that. We're honest and they're dishonest. They're liars and we're truth tellers. Yeah, we're telling the truth. They're not used to that. And the FBI and those people, they're not used to talking to no Negroes that they ain't got nothing on. Well, Mr. Reeves says, who the hell are you talking to, sucker? Something wrong with you? You know, if you can't talk to me like that, get on out of here or something, right? They can't stand that. They come talk to you when they got all these cases for you, and if you don't cooperate, we're going to bury you in jail. Well, you got to hurry up and bury us. But they can't do it. They can't do it. That means everything that we were setting out to do has been accomplished so far. You got to remember, the stages of development are uncommon. If anybody get to be a successful big-time Negro, first of all, it don't last no time. Then next, they make them paranoid, scare them to death, take their money, send them to prison, and then it's, you know, and I used to wonder when I left the country, I said, how all the Negroes get all these big cases, and they go right down to the court and try to win the case. There's a book right there. It says 97% of the niggas go to federal court, lose their cases. They go into prison, they come out broke. 97% of them. Or their wife run off with their little money, get some of the Negro or something like that, or they gone for so long that nothing makes any sense when they get out. Can you imagine me going for 30 years? Used to be people would be gone for 10 years. Now they are gone. One of my friends just got out last year. He's a year older than me. He's big in San Francisco. And he would, we was up on the island together. And then he came home and he would come to the Masjid every now and then because he became a Muslim. Then he got, this is in the 70s, he got back in the game. Because once it's addictive, once you get big money. Everybody, once they get big money, they can't sell it. They try to last about 2-3 weeks, a little while. But the white man got their number. So he was in the San Francisco County Jail, and I took my son to see him. They was teenagers then, and they're in their 50s now. He said, "Dad, he looks tired." I said, "Yeah, that's the pressure of the time." He got out after 18 years, and he went back. All of my partners went back. Finally, some of them when they're 75, and then this brother here, if he's a year or two older than me, say he's 77 now. They got him out on the old folks thing, you know, the old that they, hey, he just cruising. His son bought him a car, nice new car, and he's lucky. We're going to try the old folks thing on Imam. Yeah, we're going to try it. Why not? So we do old Don and tell him, well, you're letting everybody out. Why not let a good man out for a change? Right? Ain't nobody in his crew going to get him out. They hand them the key, they going to lock that boy. That's what they've been doing ever since I've been watching it. Anyway, so we challenge all the research organizations. No. If you don't pay attention, you're not going to last no time. You can shuffle along like you don't see nothing. You can scratch your head. You can do all of that. If you got good control of yourself, you can play any role. Nothing is beyond what success is. You can do it. And if you've been trained well or self-trained, you can do all of it. It don't make any difference. Because it's not about you, it's about getting the job done. And Mexicans do it, Colombians do it, everybody. I don't know what you're talking about, you know, and they talking about you. And you just looking all up in the air and, you know, grinning and, you know, and stuff like that. That's when you're self-assured. Our people that are saboteurs and what have you, they're basically insecure type people. They fear poverty and they fear all the stuff. Fear poverty, debt, what people gonna say about them, you know what I mean? They got all of that. But we can teach our people. Who's better to teach them than me? They know I'm telling them the truth, and they know what I'm saying about them. We will outline each person that we know. This is what we believe will help you. And everybody we're talking to will know it's true. Yeah, that's what we're into right now. Okay. The organizations, all of our claims about what we have been talking about, we're going to make those claims and we're going to call them out to prove us wrong. If we're lying, come on out and say something about it, you know. No, we're going to say all the stuff we say. We're the most investigated organization in history in America. That's what we're going to say. That's what we've been saying. So we're going to call them out. We was down there at CARE a couple of times. We'll go back down there a couple of times. CARE. When we go down to Texas, we'll go out there and talk to Mr. Meeks and them on the microphone. Hey man, y'all come out there talking about you here to help the people and you're carpetbaggers, you know. That's what they are. And then the half of the legal team is government. They just work for the government. Good God Almighty. And the dumb Muslims, I won't say the dumb Muslims, but the hadith do say that a Muslim is not bit from the same hole twice. How are government lawyers, last month they in the government, prosecutors, gonna flip up and all of a sudden they got the Holy Ghost and they're gonna save the Muslims? And they happy with them guys and they mad at me and you. Hey, ain't nobody going for that. Well, they can go for it. We ain't. We're going to ask them, why y'all go for that? Yeah. Okay, let me try to pick up a little bit. Yeah, COINTEL program. Da, 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 da. Migration patterns. Migration patterns. Movement, migration pattern, where everybody go. Okay, now you were in the movement, now where are you? The people in my house they're teaching it for the government. You look at Abdul Malik now, they have a damn government job. A government job. How you gonna be a revolutionary a few years ago? People calling you all over the country, you talking more black nationalism and liberation talk than anybody, and all of a sudden, you're back on the plantation. Well, that means the people was on the plantation all the time. It was their job to pretend. It's part of our job to teach the people that you don't have to pretend. You can do everything that you want to do. In other words, if you want to be a superhero, how do you become a superhero? That's what you do, what superheroes do. That's all it is to it. You just get your book and see superheroes. What do they do? Right? It's simple. It's not great, right? It ain't no superheroes do this, superhero. Now, let me see, superhero Negroes. If the Negroes don't liberate themselves from boss man, right? This is what they do. Go down the list. It don't take no brain power at all, right? No, and us, technically, that's what we have to do. That's what we're assembling, a superhero team. They got the Justice League, they got white folks have them, right? They spinning around, we got shields, all that stuff. Well, we need a Negro Justice League, right? If they've been shooting Negroes since Reconstruction, before they just whooped you a lot, they've been shooting niggas, man, since 1865, right? And from then up to now, they ain't put no more than 2 sheriffs or 2 police in jail for shooting 100,000 Negroes since then. And lynching all them Negroes. Lynched them in their uniform. 1919 was the worst year for lynching in America because they came home in their uniform with all them medals they got in France. You know, the Negroes went to France and fought with the French. And the Negroes got the Croix de Guerre. The Negroes did more time in the trenches. Hey man, the Negroes, live heroes. Heroes, I mean, really heroes. That's why during the 20s and the 30s, all the Negroes here could go to France, remember? All the musicians could go to France. And they get framed, Josephine Baker, anybody you name, they could go over there. All the writers would spend some time in France. And the early musicians, many jazzmen, they would go to France. Why? Because the French, well, how they gonna keep them down on the farm after they seen Paris? They pretended like that was white folks, but that was the Negroes. How you gonna keep them Negroes down on the farm in Tennessee and Mississippi after they've been over here with all of these Euro girls over there? They was doing all that mouth to body stuff, and the Negro jumped straight up in the air, right? And he came back here thinking, I have all these medals, and they strung him up. 1919, Mooresville, remember that? Mm-hmm. That's 1919. They came back. Okay, anyway. But we have to be extraordinary. That's the only word. Let's use something down there instead of superhero. Extraordinary. We have to be that. And that's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Why? Because at every transition in history, there's some people have to step right in and take right on off. Everything is waiting on us right now. We're not going to try to recruit nobody from, no, we're going to deal with the people we've been dealing with and explain to them in our language why you do what you do, you know. And we would get a few, that's all. But definitely, we got a job to do, and we're going to try to do it. Don't let America tell you how. Practice show us how to do it. Anyway. Okay, we don't want to overdo it. God helps us from avenues that we don't comprehend. You know, this is what the Quran says. So, we got help from history. You know, even this virus, all of this is help from history. It's help. It's training. The people be trained. See, when we move from the way we are, listen to everybody what they say. Last week was one thing, this week it's different. This is a whole different. This is different for them. This is different. When we transition big time, it's going to be this type of thing, different. They're getting trained right now in difference. They're getting trained right now, there's a difference. The virus is here. It don't make no difference where it came from. You know, Allah says, I help you from avenues you don't have no. Look, this is our help. We have to use this as a training period for them to understand transitional periods. That what the world will be very soon, you can't do it being just like you are today. We've been saying 100 years, you have to adapt and adjust to the new environmental circumstances. That means that you have to be ready to go into something different. This is, to them, this is different. It's difference training. Let me go on. No, the man is short-sighted. I know overseas they said boss man did it through U.S. troops and stuff like that. That's what they say. Who knows? Don't make no difference. It don't make no difference. The virus is here. like they said that the Iranians were saying before, you can start a war, but you can't finish it. And you could tell at that time, 2 months ago, Iran was ready to slam the door. We're ready for all-out warfare. What you're doing is illegal. You're treating us like we're not human beings. This ain't the first time. And you let your homeboys do anything that they want to do. Saudi Arabia, they do whatever they want to do and get away with it. We're not putting up with that no more, and they can tell. That's why Don said, oh, nothing happened to our people when they shot them. He told old Don, man, the whole company of people went crazy. They just about blew their brains out, right? They knew. No, that's fine. That's all. He said, all is well. That's what he said. He said, all is well. Okay? So, ability to start trouble is not the ability to finish it or manage it. Whatever this started out to be, whether they popped it out of a laboratory, whether they popped it in China, whether they popped it in Iran, which of course they did, the Chinese and the Koreans has got their hand on it already. The Iranians will get their hands on it pretty soon. But what about Boss Man? See, all of this, the economic sanctions. See, when Boss Man get big time broke, which he's headed right now, right? He won't have the power to initiate all these sanctions. We never thought about, well, this is going to unravel Boss Man. Well, who wants him unraveled? Everybody, right? Everybody is tired of Boss Man. So when Boss Man gets, see, Boss Man will be broker than everybody because he didn't, when they talk about 23 trillion, this boy probably 100 trillion in debt. Easy. If for decades they've been spending they've been borrowing 35 cents for every dollar that they spend. Of course, it's more. They had so much debt that they've been shifted, they can shift it around. But when you pull a little lever and all that debt been floating around and you can't cover it all, Boss Man is done. He's finished.